Good morning, dear friends. Here we are on a beautiful day, a day that may bring to us new feelings, feelings of courage, of faith, trusting God. What are we without God? Nothing. So let us talk about this. Our connection with God, our prayers. Yes, this is the last chapter of the book, Jesus in the Home, by Neil Lúcio through Chico Xavier. Neil Lúcio, the spirit author, chose a particular passage, very meaningful, to wrap up this book. As we are walking with Jesus throughout the book, we almost have a feeling he is the end of our lives. And yet, Neil Lúcio is going to disclose that we're not there yet. It's not quite what it is. What is it then? Says Neil Lúcio that on the eve of the Lord's departure for Sidon, the gospel service at Peter's house had taken on an air of understandable melancholy. They were in Capernaum, where Peter's house was during the time that Jesus was preaching, near the Sea of Galilee. And Jesus was going to departure for some time to Sidon. Sidon is where Lebanon is nowadays, near Beirut. The distance between Capernaum and Sidon is around 48 miles. It's like 6-hour driving. Quite a long journey, right? Quite far for a time in which we didn't have cars or planes, fast transportation. And everybody was sad because Jesus was leaving. The edifying study would proceed, but the work of the revelation in some way or another would experience a natural interruption. With obvious emotion, Matthew read moving pages from Messiah, but on that night of farewells, no one had any questions. A look of untranslatable expectation appeared on everybody's face. The master, on his part, refrained from making any comments, but at the end of the meeting, he raised his lucid eyes to heaven and prayed fervently. Let us observe, dear friends, that Jesus is not a talking master. Time and again, we're going to observe that he's more of an action person than a talking person. And not because he preferred to do so, because of his wisdom. So he decided not to argue with people's feelings, not to minimize their feelings. He validated them, but he found in prayer a way to educate us. Today, we're going to pray with the Master. This is our morning prayer. We're going to pray with him as he prayed on that evening. Father, kindle your divine light around all those who have neglected your blessing in the darkness of the earthly journey. Help those who have forgotten to share the leftover bread on their full tables. Help those who are unashamed to flaunt their happiness in the face of poverty and misfortune. Help those who forget to thank their benefactors. Take pity on those who sleep in the nightmares of vice, bequeathing a dolorous inheritance to those who are embarking upon the human journey. Uplift those who have forgotten the duty to serve their neighbor. Take pity on the wise, that hide their intelligence within the four walls of their domestic paradise. Awaken those who dream of controlling the world, not realizing that compared with eternity, their life in the flesh is merely 1 minute between the cradle and the grave. Uplift those who have fallen, defeated by an excess of material comfort. Correct those who spread sadness and pessimism amongst their fellow beings. Forgive those who have turned down the opportunity for peace. And he'll go through life disseminating rebelliousness and disorder. Intervene on behalf of all those who believe they possess fantastic power and insanely deem themselves to be judges, condemning their very own brothers and sisters. Awaken the troubled souls who poison the path of others with the spiritual aggression of untimely acts. Extend your paternal hands to all those who have forgotten about the sentence of death, the renewer of life which your law has engraved on the precarious body. Enlighten those who have lost themselves in the darkness of hatred and revenge, of wayward ambition and cold cruelty, and who believe they are powerful and free, when they are nothing more than slaves worthy of compassion before your sublime will. All of them, Father, are wrongdoers who elude the courts of earth, but who are singled out by your sovereign and perfect justice for crimes or forgetfulness before the infinite good. After this prayer, says Neo Lucio, people were in tears and they wept silently because so many could live their lives forgetting about the Supreme Lord. And even so, the loving and righteous Father of infinite goodness and perfect justice would continue to watch over them. Today, in this prayer with Jesus, we're being invited to observe the first commandment: love God above all things. Friends, may we have a better day today, because we're discovering that with God, everything is fine. Yes, with God, everything is fine because He is the all-powerful, the all-loving, the all-caring in this universe. May you have a blessed day, today and always, and so be it.